We'd love to know your experience with today's job market. I mean, it is an interesting thing we're in right now. Are you finding that there's a lot of jobs available, but not a lot of quality jobs? And if you're watching on YouTube, please comment and let us know your experience. If you're listening on the podcast platform, jump over to our YouTube channel. Again, we have the link in the show notes, so you can comment back to us. We'd love to know. Do you think it's an employer or a job seeker market? Who's having the hardest time right now? Is it employers? Is it job seekers? If there's one thing that you could change about how hiring works, what would it be? Seriously, let us know your thoughts and ideas, because we really want to know, and hopefully we can help inspire other people. Now, today we're going to share our top thoughts on how you can find quality career. You'll be able to tell from the first idea and throughout that these aren't your conventional tips. So take notes, because these are ones to remember. And most importantly, these are ones that you want to do.
Hi, and welcome to the Wealth Wisdom Financial Podcast. We believe when conventional financial thinking doesn't get you where you want to go, you need wealth wisdom. Please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. And if you're watching on YouTube, welcome, glad you're here. Please give this video a like. And we want your comments below. What's your experience in the job market right now? Whether you're hiring or you're seeking a job, we want to know your feedback. How is it really going? And I'm going to jump right into the deep end here with our number one tip for people who are looking for a quality career. You ready for this? It's serious.
Yeah.
Get a job. I know I sound like grandma there, or, somebody that's being kind of mean, but think about it. You could get pretty much any job as long as it's not harmful to your mental health. Be a dishwasher, be an online transcriptionist, answer phones at a local spa. It's way easier to find a job when you have one. Plus, it helps you get clearer about what you really want to do. Who knows? You could make a connection from one of the people at that job to someone who could get you into your perfect position. You might also be able to grow where you're planted, switch departments, get promoted, have different responsibilities to better suit your desired career path. So get a job.
That's again obvious, right? You think. But number two is volunteer. Become an intern, even years after college. You can still be an intern then, in order to learn a new skill from someone who's doing what you want to do. In 3 months, you can get a good idea if that's what you really want and what you need to keep learning in order to get there. Who knows, after your internship, you may be able to get a position there while you keep growing. Worst case scenario, you learn a lot.
We both have done this. I did this to learn the coffee industry before we opened our coffee business.
Yeah, and I was in the music industry of all things. And with that, I interned at major recording studios and worked with major celebrities. And the way I did it was back in the day where you looked in the yellow pages and I looked up recording studios and said, how do I get started? And they said, intern. So I did. And lo and behold, I worked with the biggest of celebrities and learned I want to not do this for a lifetime.
Yeah, but good to learn that, because you could have been a dishwasher and hoping to get into the recording industry, only to find out many years later that if you did get in, you didn't like it. Yeah. Whereas my internship with somebody who owned a coffee shop, I learned a ton, and it was huge confirmation that we wanted to open our first coffee shop and so forth. And I even was able to work there as a barista after I finished my internship to make a little bit of money while we were still getting our shop set up. So number one, get a job. Number two, volunteer, get an internship. You can also volunteer at nonprofits. That's a great way to land a job at that nonprofit, is to start as a volunteer. Lots of different variations on that theme.
You'll get stories, to say the least, on both.
On both. Number three, ask your friends if their companies are hiring. It's often easier to open a door when you know someone who has their foot in the door already. The door's already partly open. Now, you got to be careful here. You might not know if your friends are good employees, because you don't want the door to just slam in your face because somebody referred to you who's not actually a good employee. So think about someone you know who loves their job, speaks with pride about their accomplishments at work. Ask them if they could make an introduction or point you to how they found their job. Then follow their lead. Do what they tell you to do. If it worked for them, it might work for you.
Now, a quick warning, if you Google how to find a quality career, you're going to find a lot of responses. Maybe that's how you found this episode, right? We want to again warn you that you'll find people who say you should think of what you love to do so much that you do it even if you didn't get paid. Now, we need to again warn you about that. Be careful trying to monetize every passion that you have. I mean, keep at least one just for yourself and your personal enjoyment. You don't have to make money from everything. The other part of that, though, is to think of a way you want to improve people's lives or the planet that we all live on. And maybe you could make some money doing just that.
Yeah, so you might not be able to make a living from your passion, but we will tell you that if you can tie your career to a difference that you want to see in the world, you're likely going to find it more fulfilling, even if you're just answering the phones or washing the dishes. Mission-oriented careers aren't just found in the nonprofit sector either. So keep an open mind and be creative about how your career is also about giving back. For example, let's say you could be a good receptionist and you become a receptionist at Subaru. Could be working anywhere, but you find it more fulfilling because you love kids, and Subaru is the largest automotive donor to Make-A-Wish. And every day you come to work, you're thinking about the differences that you're making in kids' lives, even though all you're doing is answering phones. How cool would that be?
Now, in case you missed it, let's remind you of the 5 big things. Number 1, get a job. Become an intern no matter your age. Ask your friends. Don't monetize every passion. And tie your career to a positive difference that you want to see in the world. Got it? Now, that's easier said than done, but totally worth the adventure. Just don't forget, the grass always seems greener on the other side. So ask lots of questions before moving from one company to another. I mean, literally, we see this all the time, and maybe, just maybe, you're in a good spot.
Now, if you've been thinking about whether a career in the financial services is right for you, you're in luck. We are hiring. We have a quality job available for the right candidates. We'd love to see if our firm is the right fit for you. If you're if you think that you could find a quality career path with us, we'd love to see if that's a possibility. You can find out more. You can start the application process. It has multiple steps. We're very picky, maybe, about who we work with. You can start today, right now, at wealthwisdomfp.com/careers. Again, if you think that you could find a job, even starting with something like client services, you could learn from people who are doing what you eventually want to do, and then progress from there. Consider us your friends. We're giving you the foot in the open door. Please go to that website, start applying today. Tell us you heard our podcast episode and that you're interested. Again, it's wealthwisdomfp.com/careers.
Now, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and live long and profit. The topics presented in this podcast are for general information only and not for the purpose of providing legal, accounting, or investment advice, or hiring advice, or any of that kind of advice, hoping that it's gonna help you. On such matters, please consult a professional who knows your specific situation.